Hey team, wanted to make a quick video. I've been at my parents' house and I've been working and I've been kind of doing miscellaneous projects, getting caught up on things, watching, streaming channels, and I missed my science last year. I feel like I was, doing so much more in that sphere, and I just felt so helpful and practical and knowledgeable. And I've, been doing a lot of like cleaning projects, sewing projects, cultural projects. I've been studying different religions and different, subdivisions of humanity, I guess you could say. But I did miss my environmentalism, my science. So I decided to go to the library, and I got out a bunch of books, as it turns out. And this kind of reminds me, last year, around about this time, I was finishing up a 50-book challenge. And so I needed to get 20 books read in a hurry so I could make, I think it was my 100-book challenge, actually. It was 100 books, not 50 books. So I had to finish 100 books, and I had to do it. But I had to read, so I grabbed 20 books from the library, short as possible, nonfiction. And so you can see books in the background. So I went to the library and I picked up a ton of books just because I wanted to get back into reading my nonfiction, just to kind of keep up in those conversations, because I felt like I was kind of getting lost in my own world a little bit with where I was. So I grabbed a bunch of books, and I came up with 20, just like when I was reading go 20 books. And I can say honestly that I am not displeased. A lot of them actually, they're not as scientific as I would have liked, but they are still technical. Like I did get some books on arts, but I actually have been doing the streaming channels, and I've kind of been writing a little bit about different elements of that. And I think, obviously the sphere of education is changing, and we're doing more hands-on, and, a lot of DIY videos online. A lot of learning comes from just what you see and what you experience in a secondhand format. Like via video. And so I did kind of start writing about what I was looking at, what I was watching, how they were shaped in regards to like educational materials, and just like cultural materials in general. So I thought I would broaden my understanding of the technicalities of educational content that is more passive and like the movies, the TV shows, the videos, things that aren't meant to be per se educational but are. And so I got books about technicalities of that, art supplies, understanding tones, just like different lighting scenarios, things like that. So how to actually execute those things in a better way. I've always been a fan of photography, so I've really gotten into taking photos, especially nature photos, in the last couple of years. Native flowers and things like that. So I did actually pick up more books about those things, and, some about depression. I decided to grab a few books about depression because the last few years I've been looking at seasonal affective disorder, depression at the during winter, when we're all stuck inside. There might not be as much light outside and shorter days. So I thought I would do some official reading on that stuff. So I picked up books about that. But I've only read one book so far in it. But I am still pleased with it, so I would still recommend it. This is the one that I read. It's called Once Upon a Playground. I have been going to a lot of state parks, and so this kind of suited. I'd like to see a book about the best parks in the United States of America, or adult playgrounds versus children's playgrounds. I think that would be kind of fun. This one is a celebration of classic American playgrounds, 1920 through 1975. So a lot of it is the obsolete equipment, kind of old metal antiques, which is really cool, and there's some beautiful photography in that. But I'd love to see more modern playgrounds, and because I think it's hard to know what you can play with, what you can do, what you can create, unless you are in that headspace, unless you are researching. And so I think it would be fun to see more modern. I am thinking of a specific playground that I saw that I was like, wow, how cool. And it was actually at French Park here in Minnesota. And it was so cool, like high ropes and like climbing up so high. And it was very cool. And so I'd love to see something kind of showing. A lot of these were slides, very basic slide swings, and those little like rocky animals that you kind of just wobble back and forth on. And so I'd love to see more modern elements, kind of more unique. Jungle gyms were in here too. The history of the jungle gym and climbing structures and things like that. So monkey bars, they actually had ladders and in this book, and like a lot of climbing up and down via ladder. And so, but it was really cool, really interesting. So again, that's kind of supplemental, and it was a lot of pictures, but it's been fun so far. I'm reading one now. I finished the playground book. Now I'm reading one on dream hikes, just to kind of see what else is out there, since I have hiked quite a bit in Minnesota, and I've just done some hiking down south in New Mexico and Arizona. So kind of branching out and expanding my knowledge a little bit. So yeah, it's been cool. Hopefully we'll get more into the environmental elements. I've got, I think, one book on soil microbiota. That's the most science that we've got going. But it's kind of what I didn't have last year at around about this time. And so it's kind of exactly what I wanted last year. So woohoo, I'm excited to read that too. But I've got 20 books. My parents are going on that vacation for the holidays. So I am looking forward to some me time and some quality reading time. So hopefully we learn a lot, and I'll probably hopefully do a couple more anonymous book clubs. But that's all. Thanks so much. Keep reading. Enjoy your holidays. We'll see you in January. Bye.